Los Angeles. And now here in New York City but suddenly a clatter of colliding limbs and someone was splayed on the floor. This time there was no laughter, just looks of concern, and, he's afraid, some scowls in his direction. They were probably wondering how it could be so hard to play such a simple song at an even tempo. They might even be thinking he was a fraud. Why not just dance to records if it was going to be this much trouble, if people were going to get hurt? All the camaraderie and ease of minutes ago had dissolved, it seemed. Sophie might have already been considering other guitar players. When he had arrived at the rehearsal, he had recognized one person in the room other than Maslow, and now she was approaching him. People here called her Margie. She had introduced herself as Marjorie Mazia when she and Maslow had shown up unannounced a few nights earlier at the house he was sharing with a group of politically like-minded musicians called the Almanac Singers. Like Maslow, Mazia had been taken aback by Guthrie's Dust Bowl ballads. In those 1940 recordings, both young women heard echoes of the Yiddish songs their parents sometimes sang to them as children, laments for a people that, just like the Dust Bowl victims, were made homeless by greed and exploitation. It made them feel a connection with a population they'd barely known existed. Walking over to the singer, Margie held something in her hand, a stack of what looked like those cardboard cards that come in new shirt packages. Smiling, radiant, looking sharp-eyed but reassuring, she sat down on the floor in front of him and began to write numbers and cues on the cards. "Now, Woody," she said, "if you can count, you can do this." That night in the dance studio, as Guthrie tried to do his part to assist Maslow's company in their endeavor, he required help achieving a more literal, microcosmic version of what his songs and writing encouraged others to do. Get organized, become part of a planned movement, join in a united, collaborative process. And yet this personal intervention, in a scene of poor timing, disorder, bodies made vulnerable, helped set Woody Guthrie's life on a new course. It's a story that both Woody and Marjorie retold many times over the course of their lives, one that their daughter, Nora Guthrie, calls a part of our family lore. Fundamentally, it reflects the clash of two ways of keeping time, the loose and improvisational rhythms of folk music at odds with the intricate, precise timing of modern choreography, an unlikely alchemy with which not only Maslow but Martha Graham and other eminent modernists were experimenting. But as a family legend, it describes an inaugural act of intimacy, an unsolicited but much-needed offer of care in a moment of helplessness. Woody Guthrie's fascination with the revolutionary potential of intimacy, honed during a lifetime of contact with fragile bodies, including, just a few years after this dance rehearsal, his own, is the subject of this book. It shouldn't come as a surprise that dance would be an arena of significant anxiety for Woody Guthrie, the slight man sitting on a folding chair with a guitar, struggling to hide his shame, knew very well that human bodies are precarious things, and that consequently they make us need the intimate care and attention of other people. That awareness filled his original songs, like the ones Maslow and Mazia had heard on his record, in which he described the human wreckage caused by dust storms, floods, and other natural catastrophes, whose impact increased proportionally with the poverty of the people affected. It was in his persistent attention to the predations of capitalism and the damage routinely done to workers laboring in substandard, even dangerous conditions. He knew the violent blowback they could expect from their bosses when they banded together as a group to seek a fair share of their labor's rewards or a healthier working environment. He had sung about it in songs like Dust Pneumonia Blues, Dust Can't Kill Me, Hard Travelin', and many more. Born in Oklahoma in 1912, Guthrie had grown up on soil with a deep